Japan Station is made possible in part by Patreon support. If you would like to make sure that I can keep bringing you more content like this, then head on over to japankyo.com/Patreon and sign up for as little as $1 a month.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Japan Station.
Welcome to Japan Station, a production of japankyo.com. This is the podcast where we teach you everything you should know about Japan, plus a few other things. I'm your host, content creator, founder of japankyo.com, and the anime linguist on YouTube, Tony R. Vega. Today we're talking about tourist traps in Tokyo, or perhaps I should say potential tourist traps in Tokyo, because not every single one of these locations that we're going to mention is, in 100% of the cases, a tourist trap. It all depends on who you are, what you want to see while you're in Tokyo, and also, even within some of these locations, some places can be awesome, while other places can be very scammy. We talk about all that today. And by the way, today I have a special guest on the show, Shuhei Murakami, aka Shu Murakami. He's a stand-up comedian, aspiring actor. He just got a role in a Japanese movie. I can't say anything more about that because I think that is still being produced and there's no more details to tell you about that, but he's trying to get into acting, and he's also been a tour guide for the past 6 months or so, taking people around Tokyo and sometimes over to Kyoto, Osaka. So we talk about these tourist traps in Tokyo. He shares some interesting stories and insights as well. If you want to follow what Shuhei is up to, check out his Instagram, Japanese_stand-up comedian. You can also find videos of his work on YouTube. I will include the links down below. And if you want a private tour, he might be able to arrange that. You can always reach out to him directly. Check out his Instagram. And if you want to learn more about Shu, well, you can check out episode 45 of Japan Station because he was a guest on the show back in August of 2020, and he has an incredible life story. He's had some really, really unique experiences. I won't get into all of that. I highly recommend you listen to that episode because it's just as interesting now as it was back then. Link will be down below. And one last thing, this episode was inspired by an article on explore.com, so if you want to check out the full article, check it out in the links below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and maybe spread the show around and leave a review. All that would be greatly appreciated. We are currently the #1 podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify when you look up Japanese culture. Well, at least that's on the US version of Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So thank you so much, guys, for all that support. If you're a new listener, welcome, and thank you for all the support. There's plenty more episodes coming, so again, don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get into it. So the first places that this list mentions is Tokyo Skytree and Tokyo Tower. Have you done tours that take people to Skytree or Tokyo Tower? Or just curious. I mean, these are super popular places. I've been to, well, honestly, I've been to Skytree, but I've never been to Tokyo Tower.
So Tokyo Skytree, I probably go there once a week.
Oh, okay.
So it's nothing special to me anymore.
Yeah.
But it's the highest tower in Tokyo. It used to be the highest tower in the world. Now it's taken over by Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Yeah.
But it's 634 meters. It's pretty high. So I think it's worth going up there.
I agree.
And Tokyo Tower, not a lot of people go there anymore because, Tokyo Tower used to be the highest tower, tallest tower in Japan, but not anymore. Then Tokyo Skytree is about like twice taller.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, Tokyo Tower is not really like popular tourist spot anymore. But Tokyo Skytree, yes, for sure.
Yeah. I think if it's your first time in Japan, it's probably worth it. It of course, on a clear day, you can see really, really, really far. You should be able to see Mount Fuji on a clear day.
If it's really clear. Yeah.
I was there I've only been there. Well, I've only went to the observation deck once, and that was like right when it opened because I was still living in Japan at the time, I think. So I happened to be in Tokyo like pretty soon after it opened. And I enjoyed it. I think it was fine. Maybe it's a little bit expensive, but it is what it is. You have to pay for that kind of thing. And of course, that whole area has been highly developed. There's a lot of shopping areas. There's a lot of shops. There's all kinds of shops. There's like anime kind of stuff, and there's just clothes and restaurants, all that stuff in that area. So you can definitely spend 3, 4, 5 hours easily in that area if you really want to. I think it's fine.
A shopping mall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tokyo Skytree will be fine. Yeah,
but
it's worth visiting there once in a lifetime.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe not 2, 3, 4 times, or maybe not once a week,
I'm just getting tired of going up there because you get the pressure. You can feel the pressure on your ears, and that's not really comfortable.
Yeah.
Especially if you go up, if you have to go up there once a week at least.
Yeah. And then Tokyo Tower, I never went there, and now, like you said, it's obviously just not what it was before. It was that was the tower before, and every time I check, it's kind of too expensive for what it is, especially now, and so I never feel like, oh, I should go. It looks nice from outside and all that, and it's kind of an important part of Tokyo history, I guess, but I just never feel like paying to actually go there.
I actually haven't been to Tokyo Tower.
Oh, really? Okay. So
right,
even you haven't been to Tokyo Tower. Okay, so I think that speaks a lot. So maybe go and take a picture from somewhere outside, but if you really want,
it's good to take a picture with you, or taking picture of it will be, cool.
Yeah.
But if you want to go up somewhere very high, Skytree is the place to go.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, this article mentions a place that I've been to instead of Tokyo Tower, and instead of Skytree as well. The Tocho, I think it's called the Tocho in Japanese, but it's the Tokyo. I think it's the Metropolitan Tower or something like that. It's in Shinjuku.
It's City Hall.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, it's the government. Exactly, yeah, City Hall. And it's. I don't know. Do you know if it's still free? It used to be free to go up to their observation deck at the top.
I am not sure. Let me check.
Yeah, sure. So I've been there probably 3 or 4 times. I've taken multiple people there. It is probably less than a 10-minute walk from one of the many, many, many exits in Shinjuku Station. I don't know. There's so many exits there. I don't remember which one it is. You can just look it up online. I don't remember how tall the building is. It is very tall, but it's in a very different part of the city. So it's a great place to go if you want to see Skytree, for example, because you'll get to see outside of Skytree. If you're in Skytree, then you can take a look at the Shinjuku area with all the skyscrapers and all that. But if you're in Shinjuku, then you're in that area, so you can get to look around from that area. So it's a totally different vantage point. But it is free, or I don't know if you can let us know if it's not free anymore.
I just look it up. It's free. There's an observation deck on 45th floor.
There you go.
Then it's free.
Yeah, and it's free. Exactly. I recommend this place. I think, especially if you are already going to be in the Shinjuku area, there's plenty of other reasons to be in that area or nearby. So you can go there. It's open at night as well. So if you want to see the night view, you can go check that out as well. All right. So let's move on to the next possible tourist trap. And that, according to this list, is Tokyo Disneyland. Now, I would say, I think it depends totally on the person.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I look, for example, Tokyo Disneyland, is generally speaking cheaper than Disney in the US. The entrance,
I'm sure, yeah.
And not just the entrance, but also the food and everything inside. In the US, Disney is crazy expensive. Like the food and the drinks, and it's ridiculous. But in Japan, like it's very reasonably priced.
So the ticket is around $70
Hmm.
now.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the yen has been really, really weak
Yeah.
and the dollar has been very strong,
Hmm.
compared to Japanese yen.
Yeah.
So in 2016, $1 was 100 yen, but now it's 150 yen,
Yeah.
which means that in Japan, if you use dollars, everything is like 30% off.
Yep.
So now it's time for you to visit Japan and Tokyo Disney and you know in that way Tokyo Disneyland is really really cheap too
Yeah.
for foreigners now. So the entrance ticket is probably around $70 and food, drinks inside will be a little more expensive than eating somewhere else, but it's still not like super expensive compared to the Disney World and stuff in the States.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it is very easy to get there. You can just take the train. It's technically not Tokyo actually. It's Chiba, right? But it's very easy
Hmm.
to get to as well. And
Right
even like
outside
the
Tokyo.
right, right. And even like the hotels in that area, like I have stayed in that area. It wasn't like it was crazy expensive. Of course, you have to book with, like a good amount of time. You don't want to be too,
Hmm.
last minute because then things do get expensive. But yeah, if you're into Disney,
Yeah.
there's also Disney Sea, of course, which is like the original park. Like that, there is no Disney Sea anywhere else in the world, and they have a new area that just opened up in the
Hmm.
past couple years, I think. So, there's definitely places to see. Now, for me personally,
Yeah.
like I love roller coasters, so like I'm not into Disneyland. I would rather go to Fuji Q Highland, for example. Uh, so
Yeah, that's where the world fastest roller coaster is, or used to be the fastest.
I think it used to be, yeah. So there's some awesome roller coasters there. If you're really into like intense roller coasters, Fuji Q Highland is for you. But if you're not, then maybe you can stick to Disney.
So there's another theme park called the Yomiuri Land where you can do a bungee jump from around the height of like 30 meters
Mhm.
for like $10.
Ten, really? It's $10?
You- Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's
I hadn't
pretty
done it.
cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but
And the theme park is not as popular as Tokyo Disneyland or
uh,
other theme parks, so it's not very crowded either. And they have some roller coasters and some scary attractions.
huh.
So yeah, that's
Eh,
a hidden, place that I can
yeah.
recommend tourists to go to.
And you did that. You did the bungee jump, right?
I did because I didn't want to do it. That's why I did. That's basically how my life goes.
It's like, if you don't want to do it, then you do it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So $10 for a bunch. Do you have to pay an entrance fee to get into the park?
Oh yeah, but it's like a free pass. You can ride on any
Oh,
attraction
okay.
with the pass.
All right. So that sounds very affordable. Okay. So if you want to do a $10 bungee jump, hey, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
an
Okay.
extra $10
Extra ten
on
dollars.
top
Yeah,
of
but
the
yeah.
like free pass,
Hmm.
which is I guess around like $30.
Hey, that's fine. That's not too bad.
Hmm.
Yeah. You really caught my attention with that $10 bungee jump. Like $30 you get in, you check out, the other stuff, you do some rides, but then, a little extra $10 you can say I bungee jumped in Tokyo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. That is something that I didn't know about. I haven't done it. Now I'm very tempted to go do that since I'm going to be in Tokyo soon. So,
When you
uh
hear
yeah.
this year, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
consider
yeah.
it.
Okay. All right. So next up we have Golden Guy. Oh, okay. So this is in Shinjuku. I'm
There we
sure.
go. Yep.
Yep. So this is something that I really want to get your opinion on because you just told us you're from the Shinjuku area. I'm sure you know a lot
That's right.
about Golden Guy, but just for anybody that's unaware, Golden Guy, I've only been there once, so please, correct me if I'm wrong. But it basically it was like well, it is like a street area with like a lot of small bars. Used to be very kind of the locals know about it, but in the past few years, like the foreign media has really focused on it and it's blown up and now it's become more of a tourist trap, I guess. 'Cause I don't know. What do you think?
So the Golden Guy in Shinjuku, I back in the day, I wouldn't really recommend tourists or anybody to go there unless they know the area or eat shop well because you can be ripped off. They can be some bars could be run by some not really normal people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shady people.
Yeah. So, but now it's more like a tourist spot, and some shops could overcharge like tourists, but it's still not as expensive as it used to be. I mean, they don't rip you off as much as they used to,
Okay.
and you get the vibes, and some bars are just bars, and you get the vibes, and you get to talk to local people there. But last time I went there, I was really surprised because there were more tourists than like local people.
Hmm.
But that's where, you can meet people, then you can talk to the bartenders and, get to know about things around the area or the culture. So, yeah. Well, if you don't do anything crazy there, it's not as dangerous as it used to be back in the
Okay,
day.
that's good to know.
Then it's fun. You can feel the local vibes for sure.
Mhm.
But also that's one of those tourist spots now where, right, some things are a little bit overpriced, but not as much.
Right. The article mentions like other options for these kind of like bar districts or Shimokitazawa and what was it, Nombe Yokocho, I think it was. What do you think about these
Um,
other places?
yeah, they're not overpricing. And I think those places are, good for tourists to go, even if they don't know a lot about these areas. They're
Hmm.
just local bars. They
Hmm.
charge you, you know, as much as they charge local people.
Hmm.
And most of those places are very cheap. For
Hmm.
example, there is this Japanese word, senbero.
Hmm.
So sen means 1,000, which is equivalent to $7 now.
Hmm.
And bero means drunk. So that means if you spend $7, you can get pretty drunk because
Yeah.
drinks are very cheap and also you can get some cheap snacks there. So remember senbero, this word, when you come to Japan.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I don't drink, so I don't know some of this like language, So that was a new word for me. I didn't know that word, so thank you for teaching that.
Senbero,
Yeah,
1,000 yen and you get drunk. Pretty
that's
drunk.
awesome.
Which is
Yeah,
$7, which is amazing, right? So one
that's
glass of beer will be
amazing.
like $2 or $3. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think in Waikiki. So I live in Hawaii. I live in Honolulu. In Waikiki, you can't even get one drink for $7.
Right. So the other day I went to this Senbero Street.
Hmm.
In Japanese, it's Senbero Yokocho. That was in Akabane area.
Hmm.
And there were a lot of small pubs and bars that offer some special 1,000 yen, like set course, like $7 course. There was three drinks and one kind of snacks. That's for $7.
That's good. That is really, really good.
And crazy. And in Japan, we don't have the tip culture, so you just pay $7 and you get three drinks and some snack.
Yeah,
So if you spend $14, yeah, you could get pretty drunk.
yeah. That is really good. So obviously Golden Guy, you're paying for, the name and it's the famous place and,
Yep.
you're gonna be paying
Mhm.
more. So if you're prepared to, pay a little bit more for that experience and be able to say you went to Golden Guy, then, that's fine. That's your choice. But of course, there are many, many,
Mhm.
many other places all over Tokyo where you can find some good bars. And, we learned a good word today, senbero. So if you can get drunk for 1,000 yen, I
Pero
mean,
yes.
that's a good deal right there. Okay, so then let's we're gonna skip one here because we can't do this entire article. I will include a link to this article if you guys want to read it, but I want to do Akihabara next. All right, so I'm pretty sure Shu, I think you're not into too much into anime and that kind of stuff, right? Like just maybe kind of a little bit, but not
Well,
like a
I
nerd like me.
but not as much as you. But actually, I hate going to Akihabara as a tour guide. You know why?
What?
Because there are a lot of like trading card shops
Yep.
that sell like Pokemon cards, like special Pokemon cards and everything. And there is one trading card shop where they sell one Pokemon card for like 1,000,000 yen, which is like $10,000.
Hmm.
And all those cards, I had all of them as a kid, like literally every one of them. Would have been a millionaire or billionaire. If I knew the prices would go that crazy in the future. I
I
threw them
know.
away when I left Japan, but
I
only if I
know.
kept them. I didn't
I
know.
know.
And maybe that's why the prices are crazy now.
It's
But
true.
anyways, yeah, if you are into anime or like Meido culture, yeah, Akihabara is the place to go. I
Yep.
think you can spend like all day there.
Absolutely, yes. And like you were saying, of course, there's the trading card shops. It can be Pokemon. There's Yu-Gi-Oh. There's all that stuff. There's of course all the
Yeah.
anime figures. Basically any kind of anime merchandise. There's all those stores. There's the new stuff. There's the old stuff, used stuff. All that stuff is there. But and there's a lot of those shops in a very small area, so you can visit a ton of different shops and you can find a lot of different things. Also, like the main headquarters of like these Tamashi Nation, like these official stores, right? They're
Mhm.
there. But the one thing that I will say is that they're probably, maybe not 100%, but a lot of these places will be a little bit more expensive because you're paying for that convenience charge where you can just go to Akihabara and you can find a ton of stuff, and they know that the tourists are coming, so they can charge a little bit more. If you want to go somewhere else, like maybe Nakano Broadway, or you go to like a book off, a hard off, like hobby off, like all these other figure shops that are, a little bit more in like the more smaller neighborhoods, the kinds of places that people don't normally visit, you can probably find cheaper prices, but it's more inconvenient because you have to actually go and look for these places. Also, like Mercari in Japan, I've looked at prices for anime figures in on Mercari. A lot of times you can find cheaper stuff on Mercari. So, but if you don't live in Japan, you don't have a Japanese address, you don't have a Japanese phone number, a Japanese credit card, you can't buy on Japanese Mercari. So that's the convenience charge. If you go to Akihabara, just know that you might pay a little bit more for some things, or a lot more for some things, but you know that you're probably going to find a lot of what you want to find in one place. So that's just, you have to accept that.
Exactly. I would say Akihabara is the Disneyland of
Yeah.
like anime.
Yeah.
So things are a little bit more expensive, but like you have a lot of options and
Yes.
you can get pretty much everything there.
So, and if you're like Shu and you threw away your Pokemon cards, then maybe don't go to the Pokemon card shop because it'll be torture.
Right. I always get very disappointed.
I know.
By the way, anime is not the only thing that you can go to Akihabara for. Akihabara is also known for maid cafes. Do you know what they are?
Yeah, of course, of
So
course.
maid
Yeah,
cafes.
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
So the servers there wear the costume of like maid. And as you enter the cafe, they say, "Welcome back, my lord."
Hmm.
And they treat you so nicely. And Akihabara used to be a place for like electronic like nerds. They go there to buy some parts of computers and they build their own computers and stuff. And then those maid cafes, you know, are born there. So if those people go to the maid cafe, they are treated so well, and they love going there. Then they started going there. Then now there are a lot of maid cafes there still, and
Yeah.
you will have a very good experience there. Especially, of course, the prices of like regular curry or coffee drinks, that's very overpriced, but you go there for the experience, not for the food or drinks. So
That's it. Yeah.
Maid Cafe is something that they don't like super overcharge. So that's something that you can experience in Akihabara. And also there are some so-called adult department stores.
Yes, there are. Yes.
So I will leave it to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I will
yeah.
leave it to the listeners.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Please imagine what
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
department stores they are.
Yes, that is something that Akihabara is known for. Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, just to emphasize the maid cafe thing. There's a bunch of them. I haven't been to one in Akihabara in a very, 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 very long time. I went to like a couple in 2006, maybe. And then I never went again because I got the experience and that was fine. Like I just wanted to see what it was like. Now, of course, everybody knows about maid cafes. I'm sure there's places that are like even more expensive. You just have to understand that you're not paying for the food. It's not the food that, is so
Right.
good that people are coming to pay the food. No, people are paying to spend time with the maids and to play with the maids because they play games sometimes or, they'll talk to you and all that. So that is what you're paying for. If you're okay with that, then, maybe you won't consider it a tourist trap. If you were expecting good food, then don't expect too much
At a
there.
reasonable price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want a reasonable price, go like to Akihabara Station, like nearby. There's a bunch of little restaurants around in that area that are much cheaper.
Right. So Denver is an interesting, yeah, area. So it's worth visiting. Yeah,
Hmm.
even if you were not really interested in or into like anime stuff,
Hmm.
still, you can see Japanese stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I
How
think
Japan
it's
is, like one side of
interesting
Japan.
to see it, like just to see the stores and everything. Like even if
Uh-huh.
you're not into anime, I think it would be an interesting thing if it's your first time. All right, so we've got two more, and then we'll finish up. So first up, I think this is one that many people might say has become a bit of a tourist trap. I might agree, I think, but let's talk about it. So Nakamise Street, this is a famous shopping street. Where is this, Shu? Nakamise.
That's in Asakusa, and
Mm-hmm.
that is the oldest shopping street in Tokyo.
Right. That's the
That
one
leads you
leading
to
to
Asakusa Temple. Asakusa
Sensoji.
Temple, that's right. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is the oldest temple in Tokyo, built in 628.
Have you been there many, many, many
So,
times?
oh, I can't count how many times. So yeah, I go there on every tour. And I
Okay.
think it's worth it because they try to keep it as traditional as it was back in the day, like before World War II. So you can see the traditional types of shops and street, and also you can buy some like Japanese cultural things like souvenir
Hmm.
and stuff there. So I think it's good to visit there when you're in Tokyo for the first
Yeah.
time.
I mean, I think that if especially if it's your first time, you absolutely should if you have the time, of course. Because
Mhm.
it all depends on what you want to see. Like maybe some people don't care about
Right.
temples, right? And that's fine. Don't go see the
Mhm.
temples, right? But like for me, I do enjoy seeing temples and historical places. So like I think that people should go see that temple if that's something that they're interested in. And since you're already there, you're gonna pass through Nakamise Street, so it's worth checking out. Take a look. I'm sure it's very crowded, right? Like it's probably become even more crowded because it always was crowded, but I'm sure even more now.
It is really crowded every day now.
Yeah. So understand you're going to have to deal with that because this is, a very popular place. I'm sure you can find some of the stuff sold there cheaper at some other places, but again, this is just how it is. If you're going to be there, you have a bunch of shops. It's the convenience charge, right? Because you can go to a bunch of these little shops and buy a bunch of stuff in one place. So that's just how it is.
Also in Asakusa area, you can rent kimono. There are a lot of rental kimono shops. Kimono is a Japanese traditional cloth. So, and that's not expensive as well. Like it's like $30 or something for the whole day.
Oh, wow.
So you can wear the Japanese traditional clothes, kimono, and hang out in Asakusa, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
That's
That
something
is,
that you can try.
that is a really good price. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say go to Asakusa just for Nakamisa Street, but you go there for multiple things, and Nakamisa Street is one place you can just go check out. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay there, a long time. You can just take a quick look and that's it.
And that's close to Tokyo Skytree. So usually when I go to Asakusa, I will take them to Skytree as well on the same day.
Okay. All right. That's nice.
So Asakusa and Skytree is just one station away.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Like sometimes it's hard to keep track of where everything is because you're like going in the subway. So you forget like, oh, actually this is like right next, to this place. And like, I forget, like I lose track of the layout of Tokyo sometimes. But one other place that this article mentions is Ameyoko in Ueno. So that's another kind of marketplace. Yeah, like I think that's another interesting place to check out. There's a lot of, at least I haven't been there in the past few years, but there used to be a lot of cheap food over there in literally it's like the American market, I guess it would be, but that's in Ueno. So that might be another place to check out if you want to see like this kind of old style Japanese market kind of place.
So the street called American Street, in Japanese it's called Ameyoko, is known for like American stuff that were sold after like World War II. There were a lot of American stuff imported from the States, sold in the like illegal market, I would say. It was called Yamichi in Japanese. That directly translates to like dark market.
Yeah.
So that's how it started, and now there are a lot of like very cheap bars, as I mentioned earlier. There are some senbero pubs, bars, like 1,000 yen, drunk
Yeah.
places. And yeah, it's good to see it.
Yeah, I went to a little Chinese food place. It was, not a lot of people. It was open late at night. And the food was really cheap. It was really good too. Like just again, really like kind of cheap interior. The chairs weren't even like proper chairs. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Cheap, really good food. So I hope those kind of places are still there because I went there maybe like 4 years ago. It was a little while ago. But you can definitely find some cheap
fancy.
food. Yeah, you don't go there for fancy food. Exactly. Go to Ginza for the fancy food.
Setup or
Yeah. Exactly. But those little cheap places, they're so good. They're so freaking good.
Right. Yeah. If you want to feel the local vibes, yeah,
definitely.
that's what you go there for.
Yeah. Okay. So one last place, and this is another place that often gets called a bit of a tourist trap, but Roppongi. So what do you think about Roppongi? Shoot.
That's for party people. That's for
Yeah.
night owls. Yeah. So if you are one of them, Roppongi is a place to party. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a little expensive.
Yeah.
Roppongi is relatively inexpensive area. It's in the city center. But, I would say there are clubs, there are pubs, and sometimes I go there Saturday morning to pick up my guests at hotels, and there are drunk people in the street.
Yeah.
Still drinking beer and stuff. I haven't mentioned yet, but in Japan you can drink pretty much like anywhere, even on the train.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to drink in the street if you like. And in Japan you see some office workers drinking on the train after work.
Yeah.
So that's a very cheap option for you to get drunk. You
Probably
buy a $1
don't do it
can
on the
of
train.
beer at 7-Eleven,
But Japanese people do
and
sometimes.
booze are sold 24/7.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Like Roppongi, there are absolutely some, well-known places, some, just normal places. Of course, Roppongi is well-known and it's a little bit more expensive, but I wouldn't say that every single place there is a scam or tourist trap. But one thing that you might want to be aware of is a lot of times some places, and these are like the more tourist trap kind of places. These places will have like they'll call it in English. Sometimes you call them a barker. In Japanese, you call it like a kyachi or like what's it called? There's another name
Um,
for that. But these people that will like stand outside and they try to get you to come in, and they'll give you the flyers for the place. I know that recently the laws have changed in the past few years. Is that still legal, or did they change that? Did they make that illegal? Do you know?
well, giving away flyers is legal, but
Mhm.
catching is illegal. Catching is those people who try to get you into their restaurants.
Gotcha.
So they're in the street with their like printed menu on their hands showing how cheap they are, and you follow them, and then you get ripped off
Yeah.
because other than the food and drinks, they would charge you for like seat. They call it seat charge, and also they say like weekend charge or service charge. And I have followed one of them when I was in college,
Hmm.
and they said all you can drink was for $10, but they didn't mention that I had to order at least two dishes. And one kimchi plate was like $7.
Yeah.
And one small karaage plate was like another $7 or something. Then they charged me for the weekend, or like they charged us three things like weekend charge, service charge, and a raining charge or something. Then I
Right.
ended up spending a lot more than we were supposed to. So, and it's illegal as well.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
please don't follow any of those so-called catchy
Yeah.
people.
Right. Right. Be careful about
You will never
that.
experience any
Hmm.
you will
Yeah.
never experience anything good, especially when that's for Kabakura or like girly bars.
Hmm.
Kabakura is where it's like a lounge. Do you call it lounge in English? So that's
I don't know, maybe
where,
not in the US, but like basically you're paying to talk to a girl and you're
yeah, you
paying
sit with
a lot of
girls.
money.
Yes, a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they may say, oh, 1 hour, $30 and all you can drink. But they end up charging you for ice,
Hmm.
seat, using the toilet, or they can say anything. So
And
please don't
you're
follow any
paying
of those
for the
people.
girl too. Like if she drinks, you're paying her
Yeah.
drinks.
So my friend once followed one of those guys. You know that when someone says my friend once did something, that's that person. But anyways, I would say my friend once followed one of those guys, and they say like $30 an hour, and he ended up paying $800.
Oh, oh my God.
But actually, he was with a senior worker, so that person paid.
Wow.
Then he didn't. I mean, I will call him because he was younger than he was a lot younger,
Yeah,
and he was more innocent, and he
of
was
course.
more naive than who I am now. But anyways, that was one experience, and I would never ever do that again. So never follow uh, a catchy, or another word for that is kurofuku, which means black clothes. So they are
Mm,
usually wearing like suit.
hmm.
and they will try to take you to those Kabakura places here, girly bars and stuff. So,
Yeah.
well, if you want to experience what might happen there,
Hmm.
you know,
Be
go for
prepared.
it. But I wouldn't really recommend
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, like we were saying, it's actually illegal to do that now. It used to, that wasn't the case. That the laws changed, somewhat recently. But if anybody's really aggressive with you to try to get into a certain place, just get out of there. Not if a shop is good, they don't need an aggressive person to do that. So be careful about that. If you're gonna go to Roppongi or Kabukicho, any of these like nightlife places, I highly recommend doing a little bit of research ahead of time. There are plenty of good places, fun places, popular places, but there's also people that take advantage of, innocent, naive Japanese and tourists. So just be aware. It's best to do a little bit of research before you go to one of these places, so
Or
like
ask
which
me.
stores. Or ask Shu. Yeah,
Grew up
exactly.
there
Because
in that area.
yeah. If Shu might be there.
I
Yeah.
would be trying to trap you. But if you say I listen to the podcast episode, then I will be easy on you. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. So be careful. Do the research. Pick the places that you want to go and make sure that people have said good stuff about it, because these right now, especially now, right where tourists are so common, I'm sure that there's definitely some bad people out there that are trying to take advantage of tourists. So I wouldn't say Roppongi is a tourist trap. Like I said, I know that there are places there that people enjoy, that people like, but just be careful, because wherever there's a lot of drunk tourists, there's going to be people that are going to try to take advantage of them.
Yeah, and Roppongi is generally like high end. So yeah, just so you know that.
Exactly. Yeah, be prepared to pay. You can find, again, the senbero other places.
Yeah. And in Shinjuku, like Kabukicho, as you mentioned, it's like cheaper. But when something is really, really cheap, cheaper than it should be, and there's something off. So
yeah, if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. So
like Senbero, but Senbero is a good deal actually.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't know what you're drinking, what kind of liquor you're drinking. You could get really drunk and messed up. But that's what people like. Those people who go to those places, that's what they want. So if you really want to get drunk and messed up, those are the places to go. Senbero.
Right. I think, everybody's different, but maybe you go to experience a senbero, you get what you get, you drink that, and then if you want to go to a nicer place after, then you do that. I think, you can get both experiences, for not that much money. All right.
That's right.
Yeah. So that is it. Of course, if anybody has any questions, you can always email me, mail@japankyo.com. And if you have any questions for Shu, I can always ask Shu later. But Shu, if people want to reach out to you, if they want to, I don't know, follow you somewhere, or even ask about possible tours, what would you recommend they do? Where should they go?
I have an Instagram account. And also, I have a YouTube channel that's for my stand-up comedy. But also, when I do tour guiding, that's what I do. Like, it's like a stand-up comedy, introducing Japanese culture in a funny way. And you can ask me any questions about Japanese culture, things. So you can see my stuff on YouTube. If I could, I will leave my email address there. So
no problem. Yeah,
I
will include the links in the show notes. So thank you so much, Shu. Thanks for sharing your stories.
Much, my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm sure we'll either meet up in Tokyo or you'll be back on the show or something. But it's always great to talk.